We're gonna watch a video about how a massive VTuber Corp is trying to hide a predator. Let's see what Niji-sanji did this time. We will watch the fuckery again.
Well, guys, I say it every time.
Oh my god. Oh, they lost. Oh my god.
At this point, it's a catchphrase, but Niji-sanji, otherwise known as Any Color, their parent company, is truly the gift that keeps on giving.
Big oof!
This company, ever since the beginning of this year, has been unprecedented. It's hard to believe that back in June
I'm like amazed by how much they fucked up and they didn't fire someone from the staff, not from the VTuber.
2022, Any Color used to be worth $1.2 billion. Yes, you heard that right. Billion. $1.2 billion. And yes, we're talking about a VTuber corporation. It's crazy. But the company has since then lost more than half of their entire value. And what's even worse for investors is that there is zero hope for recovery.
Yeah, they can't recover because like they built this this reputation with years and years of good practice. Then they destroyed it in 1 year, so they can't, like, if they want to go back, they need like at least 5 years maybe, because like you don't go from 6,000 yen per share to like 2,000 around and go back. No, that's a big dip here. They are definition of suck to suck anyway.
Downfall of Niji-sanji started in the beginning of 2024, back around February.
Oh my
when it
God.
turned out that one of their
like whoever took the decision to fire her should be kicked out of the company, because that was the start of a hell of a ride down.
beloved talents tried to evaporate her soul out of her body, if you get what I mean. Mainly due to the very toxic work culture at Niji-sanji. This was a very big shock because prior to this, Niji-sanji was seen as one of the top VTubing agencies on the planet. No one saw this coming. It didn't take long for us to see how toxic they were internally though, because instead of apologizing, Niji-sanji put up some of their top VTubers to do a black screen stream, pretty much blaming the VTuber who almost lost their life and getting massive hate for it. This was truly the beginning of the end for Niji-sanji, and they have screwed up so many times throughout this year that I had to create.
That was the first domino that like really fucked them up.
But even with all that, we've never truly reached a point like the one we found ourselves in today. A VTuber currently working for Niji-sanji decided to reach out to Fallside in order to leak the fact that there's currently—
Wait, I don't know if it's him or not, but isn't he the VT? Oh yes, it's here, the one that left Hololive.
a predator within Niji-sanji's ranks and that they are covering for him. There are many victims here, both inside and outside of Niji-sanji, and the stakes have never been higher. We need to talk about this, so let's do it. But first, a quick sponsor.
Ever wondered what would happen if we combined the amazing art style in League of Legends with an old school MMO game? Well, no need to wonder anymore, because that's what Corp is all about.
So Aster Arcadia is a male VTuber that's part of Niji-sanji's English branch. Niji-sanji will introduce new VTubers in waves, and Aster was part of the iLuna wave alongside 5 other VTubers. They debuted in summer 2022. Back in February of 2024, as the disaster surrounding Selen was happening, Raziel Warmonic, who used to be a moderator of Luca Kaneshiro, a massive Niji-sanji English VTuber, put out a tweet.
Wait, is that one the guy that were like beating his meat in voice chat and manipulating someone to I don't know what?
Saying not to add fuel to the fire, but since I was close to a member of Niji-sanji for a long time, I am absolutely not surprised it's starting to crumble. I was vented to about a male member from iLuna, sorry I can't remember which, this was a voice convo from over a year ago, that was harassing and guilt-tripping new girls to the point that other members would go quiet or exclude them from their voice chats. Yet management apparently did nothing and the members themselves had to self-regulate. She then added, I just got confirmation from another individual, it was Aster. I will not name who told me this, no more witch hunts. There were 3 male members in iLuna, and
yes, like there is only 3, so guess who it's gonna be?
She had confirmed that she was talking specifically about Aster. Niji-sanji was already under a lot of fire. This was definitely fuel to the fire. A day later, on 4chan, DMs between Aster and Scarla leaked. Scarla is another well-known VTuber
I don't know if 4chan is like unmoderated like days I was using it, but hell, like if a 4chan member want to dig something on you, you can't hide it. You can be like the most professional like person in cybersecurity, they will get your information.
iLuna Wave debuting with Aster. This conversation was painful and awkward to read. Aster was bickering about voice chat etiquette, and Scarlett did not know how to respond except
I wonder how the 4chan guy did get a screenshot of a private DM.
for saying sorry repeatedly. Saying, Aster, I'm sorry. I'm just overwhelmed by everything. I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry I forget everything. I'm just overwhelmed by the messages. I don't know what to say to you. That's why I didn't respond right away. I'm not ignoring you. I just don't know what to say. I'm sorry. There was also another conversation in which she says, I'm sorry, Aster. I keep making you feel this way. With him replying, I mean, is that it? Like, what else do you want, man? She's apologizing. And then within the span of 30 minutes, he kept pushing
They would like a kind of pitch pic attached.
over and over and over, not getting a reply and saying, seriously, so you're purposefully ignoring me? It was clear that this DM leak was trying to make him look bad, right? Because all Scarlett was doing was apologize and he wasn't letting it go. It was certainly matching the description that Raziel had provided about Aster, guilt-tripping new girls and even harassing them. Knowing that this was 4chan though, many people were concerned that these were just fake. I mean, who's gonna leak this? Scarlett? That would be an easy way for her to get
But wait, what do they mean with the new girls? Like they have a wave each 1 or 2 years, so they don't have a lot of new girls to like to harass. So it's the same too, maybe.
fired, and Aster, why would he make himself look bad? But then something weird happened. On the same day those 4chan messages leaked, both Aster and Scarlett posted matching hearts at the same exact timestamp. Right after this, they proceeded to stream together completely unprompted, right? Typically, they post weekly schedules telling their viewers what they're going to do on their channels. This was not announced. This had happened all of a
Oh, okay. So that was from PR. They were like, nope, nope, nope. We need we need to fix this
sudden on the
super quickly.
same day. This made some people suspicious. Like, why would you go this far to do all these things right after the messages leaked on 4chan? Are you trying to hide something? Did Nijisanji put you up to this to try and hide the fact that you guys have a terrible relationship? It smelled fishy, but there was not enough proof to really conclude anything, so people moved on. That was, of course, until April 2024, when Raziel, who was Luca Kaneshiro's ex-mod, posted a 58-page document detailing her experience.
Shit get crazy when you when you hear the word Google document. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, big oof.
With him and how he was entitled, exploitative, and abusive towards her, as well as other members within Nijisanji. This is where, on page 55, she would include this bombshell
Page 55. What? Excuse me.
under
How can you have the patience to write this much?
allegations. Here's what she had to say. Aster Arcadia harassing other coworkers.
I mean, if it was me and someone did something to me, I was writing like a document after like 1 or 2 pages, I'd be like, nah, fuck it.
Can confirm that Luca Kaneshiro said that multiple girls were coming to him about the issue since management wouldn't do anything, and he
Okay.
discussed it with both Illyra and I. Illyra being Illyra Pandora, another Nijisanji English VTuber. She then continues, I personally told him to gather as much evidence as possible and bring it to management since it shouldn't be there, Luca's and Illyra's job, to regulate this issue. To my understanding, nothing was done about it. She also showed a message that was sent to her by a Nijisanji English VTuber saying, to help you with clarity, I remember
I
that
mean, this can have a lot of reasons. First, management don't have a training to solve this kind of issue. Secondly, the management, since it's Japanese and in Japanese society, like the male is dominant, there is no equality technically. So they don't see it as a big fault or something. They're like, that's normal. Like, don't mind it. Or I don't know.
incident, it was Aster. This was back during February 7th when Raziel
But for example, I just like joined the new company I work for, and I spent 1 week having like a mandatory training about equality, how to not harass other people, this kind of stuff. So anyone there, if there is a big, if they are a big company, they have same kind of training when some join. How come they don't punish this kind of bad behavior?
had tweeted
55 pages of content proof how bad Ninja is. No,
about
no,
the
no, no, no. Just how one of the livers fucked up.
fact that someone
If you want, sorry for pausing too much. If you want like a full document about Niji Sanji, you need like at least 300 or 400 without talking about any liver, just the management.
from Iluna was harassing and guilt-tripping new girls. When she said, I just got confirmation from another individual that it was Aster, she was referring to that VTuber who had DM'd her on Twitter. This of course was a very serious accusation, but people were mostly focused on Luka Kaneshiro being a weirdo in these 58 pages rather than really pursuing this. And besides, people were more interested with how Luka beat his meat in VR chat without Raziel's consent.
I did. This still cracked me up. Oh my god, I'm tearing up.
Anyway, I mean, the shock value from that alone was crazy. It made people slowly forget.
We will have to react again to this video because I lost the footage.
However, that all changed just a few days ago on December 6th, 2024.
Okay,
That was the day
that was like 3 days
Fallside
ago.
had published this video titled Exclusive. Niji Sanji English VTuber speaks out against Niji Sanji English Liver. He had done something unprecedented. A Niji Sanji VTuber
You will get kicked.
had reached out to him from within the company to tell him that yes, Aster
Oh, it's not the one that is working for. Okay, they will find the person and that person get kicked.
Arcadia is a serial harasser. This was the same Niji Sanji English VTuber who had messaged Raziel and told her, I remember that incident, it was Aster. Also sharing some never before seen DMs she had sent Raziel. Like, a lot of people waited for you to tell the truth for a while because it had been an issue.
Okay, so they get real documents because of a snitch. This is getting
So I'm happy you finally did. Do not worry about those that are sending hate. This truth in the long run will help so many people. He then shared messages of that Niji Sanji English VTuber venting back in September about Aster's behavior, saying, when I had a mental breakdown and went to Twitch, it was...
And I'm sure that like VTuber is probably bringing more money than him. And she was about to graduate because they didn't want to punish was misbehaving.
Because Aster was saying like he wants to fly me out to Japan saying weird sexual shit. Sex pesting my friends. I went to management. They wouldn't even speak to him. I was really considering graduating. They were really considering leaving the company over this.
Even
but
her
their manager
friends
talked them out of it. They then said, because it feels gross to me. Like I feel like I'm hiding his behavior because it's not just me. It's many, many girls. A lot of my friends. Also adding that Niji Sanji was too scared to take any action because they didn't want more bad PR after everything that had happened this year.
They didn't want bad PR, so what they did is they didn't talk about the issue. Creating more bad PR.
Sanji VTuber, who is a victim of Aster Arcadia, wasn't revealed in this video. Now obviously there were people doubting the source of information, saying why would you want to censor the name? Revealing it would add so much more weight to these accusations. A little while ago, a bunch of different messages leaked on 4chan between that one Niji Sanji English VTuber who had reached out to Fallside and a handful of their friends. Some of these messages were from that VTuber stream chat, but the majority were from Discord DMs. There were some morbid revelations, like how this VTuber was straight up in debt because Niji Sanji had withdrawn all the VTuber model costs and the equipment costs from their salary. So after a long time being there,
Oh my god. Oh, that's fucked up. Okay, so we have another issue that is shown to us.
they still have not gotten a proper salary, barely affording to eat. Truly an incredible company to work at. But what these logs allow us to do is to cross-reference the messages shown in Fallside's video to the messages here. For example, if we take the message he wants to fly me out to Japan, we find it right here following the same timestamp that was shown in the Discord logs in Fallside's video.
Meaning the messages on 4chan are legit.
No idea who leaked this, but these logs paint a very dark picture about the worries this VTuber had of even revealing this information to the public. Look, the topic of Aster came up multiple times in these conversations, and at some point, one of the friends of this Niji Sanji English VTuber wanted them to expose the harassment that they had endured from Aster to the public. They expressed shock when the VTuber was reluctant, saying, I thought they don't fucking fire people? Like I was under the impression it literally can't happen. With the Niji Sanji VTuber then saying, if you do something bad enough. The friend said, but you are unironically a
Wait.
victim.
It is bad enough.
Fuck them, you did nothing wrong at all. Why are we even scared? They treat you like shit. Some creep harasses you. You get fired? Question mark? Make that make sense. With the VTuber saying, that's why it's 50-50. They either ignore
It's a pity.
it or fire me. So this Nijisanji English VTuber actually loves being a VTuber and they don't want to get fired. They had to quit their IRL job for this and they don't have anything else they can do at the moment. If Fallside had irresponsibly leaked their name, their identity, then Nijisanji would have terminated them, well, immediately,
Yes.
and Aster would have gotten away with it anyway. It's counterproductive, and this is why I won't leak it either. So look, even with the VTuber wanting to keep their job, the friends of the VTuber were seeing this injustice unfold and they couldn't just not do anything about it. They wanted the Nijisanji VTuber,
Wait.
their friend, to get their justice. This is why they reached out to Fallside. Here we can see a conversation with one of the VTuber's friends and Fallside. This was Fallside's first contact with this group of.
Wait, I'm lost in the name.
They agreed on a time to call and then went ahead and did it. During the call, the VTuber's friend showed him all the screenshots of the past logs we just saw, of them talking about Aster and the harassment they had to endure for a very long time. The call lasted 1 hour. On November 11th, the Nijisanji English VTuber who was harassed by Aster had reached out to Fallside and added them on Discord, saying, hey, thanks for accepting my request. Blank told me he sent you some things and I was wondering if you'd be able to
Nijisanji is like in deep shit after this. The problem is they will probably put more resources into finding who leaked the DMs and who is like this liver than punishing the other guy.
have a call with me. This is referring to the friend of the VTuber that Fallside had called for an hour. And Fallside replied with, sure, not a problem. What time works for you? This was when the VTuber would reveal to Fallside that Aster had done this not to just them, but to their friends, to multiple people. The VTuber initially thought that maybe he was just bad at communicating, but seeing the fact that he was doing it to so many people at the same time made them understand, okay, no, this guy's actually a creep. And he would vary his creepiness level from person to person. With some people, he would tell them, oh man, you should really come to Japan. We could hold hands, sit in the same hotel room, have a great time. And to some others, he would
Okay, wait. Since I don't know a lot about them, are Nijisanji English variant living also in Japan? In that case, how do they stream in normal hours? Do they stream in Japanese hours?
would be more inappropriate, mentioning things like how they should be naked together. Additionally,
them,
this
okay.
VTuber had felt really guilty because they had brought one of their IRL friends from outside of Nijisanji to come and play games with them, plus some other friends, and Aster. After a certain period of time, that friend would then also receive inappropriate messages from
Oh my
Aster.
god,
The
no.
guy was an unapologetic fiend. The VTuber also had shared DMs with Aster. They had streamed League of Legends together, and Aster really didn't like the banter that the VTuber had towards his jungling skills. The reason why this is significant is that due to the style of writing of this message, we can draw a parallel to the style of writing in these messages between Aster and Scarlet. This is simply
It did give another proof.
how he talked. The pieces of the puzzle were starting to slowly come together at this point. Aster was manipulative and he had many different victims to practice his manipulation tactics on. The information provided was already enough to shock the VTubing community to its core. But as you might have guessed, things only got
I mean, come on. What do you mean by shock the VTuber community to the core? No. We are used. We are very used. Like every time you see some wild shit coming from Mijisanji, you are just like, oh, again? Not, oh my god, how did this happen?
Aster had debuted alongside two other male VTubers in the iLuna wave. One of those
Okay.
VTubers was Kyo. The thing with Kyo was that he had graduated around the time the Selen controversy was going on. He was
Oh,
done
no.
with the company and left in February of 2024 after his final stream. In March, he went independent and became Quinn Bennett and has been streaming ever since. However,
Okay.
shortly after debuting at Nijisanji, he had created a podcast series with Aster and another VTuber by the name of Ren. The series
We should create another podcast with Shoko and
was short-lived, ending after 2 episodes. But people didn't really think much of it, assuming they were just busy and moved on.
yeah, but now that they know what's happening, maybe they stopped the podcast because of Astra behavior.
However, that all changed recently.
Not gonna lie, I have no idea who most of these VTubers are. Me, same, don't worry.
shortly after Falside's video, Quinn tweeted this, saying, "All I'm saying is there's a reason the podcast only lasted 2
Oh no.
episodes." To
It's like
many, this was a subtweet directed towards Aster. He was blaming Aster for the fact that the podcast ended so quickly. As you can imagine, this was a lot of fuel added to the fire. Quinn then proceeded to add even more fuel by deleting the tweet, making people want to talk about it even more, thinking that he may have gotten in trouble with Nijisanji over this tweet. But then he made another tweet saying this, "Never mind. I feel it's irresponsible to be vague given the circumstances, and to be honest, I want to stay in my own lane. Even if I personally dislike someone, that doesn't give or remove credibility from a third-party story.
okay.
My opinion wasn't meant to invalidate or validate someone else's experience, which is why I deleted the post. Hope that clears everything up." But by
Oh,
then,
okay.
the damage was already done.
Yes.
Quinn knew he could just move on from it, so he tweeted out, clearing things up, linking a Twitch stream. The stream was around 27 minutes long, and it was him talking about the situation at length. What he had to say did not in any way make Aster look good. Watch.
Like to hide this
He tweeted something. No, right now, like Twitter become X, so he X'd something, then deleted it because he didn't want to create any problems to others. Then made a Twitch stream where he didn't praise the guy and just made him look bad.
aspect of the puzzle piece. I really don't want to talk about this because if I don't talk about it, I'm seen as protecting a predator. If I do, I'm seen as being messy. So to be honest, I'm going to be as vague as possible. But another reason I didn't like this person is because there were some stories going around and some things I saw where they behaved weird towards women. Okay. Nothing criminal, nothing to the extent of what has recently come out. But I didn't like how they seemed kind of like they would like nag certain women about certain things or kind of put them in positions to feel guilty, or pounce on like newer members that were in the company and that weren't
Yeah, and since he's like the let's say more experienced VTuber, he was like treating them like newbies and try to like mentor them, mock them maybe.
didn't know about
I
this
see what
behavior.
kind
Like
of
they were
uncomfort.
not the most healthy when they interacted with women. And I'm going to be honest about that. I'm not going to cover
Wait, by the way, this is the guy from the video I sent you of him smashing his nut on the floor. Oh, I saw it. I was like laughing so hard. That was so random. Why did he do that?
This was interesting because the wording he was using here, guilt tripping, for example, was the exact same wording that was used by Raziel when she spoke about Aster. This was lining up, but Quinn didn't end it here, obviously. He had way more to say.
are the interactions between women allegations. I witnessed some of them myself. Okay, I witnessed some of them myself. Some of them happened to some of my friends. But I'm not gonna say who. And I'm not
This is nasty. That's like really fucked up.
gonna say what. I'm just saying I didn't like it.
He tried to do the wave on stream. Oh, yes, I remember.
I didn't like it, so I didn't like this person. Okay. Now, this is bringing me back to my original point. Should you guys even know any of this shit from me? Should I be the one telling you this? Fuck no. Okay.
Well, there you have it. Quinn had seen this behavior happen to some of his female friends. But again, this was not everything he had to say. It got worse.
Since everyone is making me feel guilty for maybe covering up abuse or whatever, I will say in my personal, very biased opinion, okay, take this with like 800 milligrams of sodium, enough for you to like die from sodium overdose. This, unfortunately, based off of what I have seen, does not seem like something that is completely out of character of behavior for this person to potentially do. Like, I could see a universe where this happens, okay, is my point.
But did they do something to Astra?
It's not like I would never, ever see this happening. That's not how I feel, okay? I'm going to be honest with you, all right?
Now,
I was reading the chat. It's wild.
It's really interesting seeing this chat, right? Because obviously he still has a lot of viewers that came from Nijisanji, and many of them are not happy about the fact that he's speaking out about this.
Okay.
Quinn, actually don't say that. Bro, you're saying too much. Question mark. Dude, just stop. Seriously. We have this massive allegation going on. He has a perspective that we're lacking right
God.
now. Someone who has worked with him directly, who's seen him
Imagine a viewer being like, "No, don't say too much. I love the VTuber. It's like, okay, he can be a creep. He's cute."
interact with his
Wait, I won't judge because yesterday I was playing tennis with my friends and one of them tried to do a smash and it his own nut. That must hurt like crazy. Can you believe there are still people defending him on Twitter? Yeah, that I'm amazed. Like, I hope as indie VTuber that we get like some brainwashed viewers like those that will like follow us to the end of the world and like defend us for everything.
friends in a weird, creepy way, and they're asking him to shut up. It's crazy. His last statement here is actually massive. You see, if I knew someone and they were being accused of something, and I knew for a fact, nah, they're a good person.
There's someone that said, "What the fuck? Just say sorry and that's it." He's really angry that he's like explaining why Asta or Astra was a creep.
They would never do that. I would back them up and I'd say, listen, as far as I know, they had never done this around me and I just don't see them doing it. But Quinn had a completely different thing to say, saying, listen, guys, I just don't see it as impossible. Like, this kind of aligns with the person I knew. And at this point, with every single instance involving Aster over the last year, Nijisanji can't keep shielding him anymore.
Yes.
We need accountability. One thing that no one was expecting, including myself, is the fact that Nijisanji put out a statement fairly quickly about this, saying, thank you for your continued support of Nijisanji and Nijisanji Yen. Regarding the recent controversy, Anycolor has determined the following course of action. We have initiated an independent...
It just took another PR disaster and an ex-Nijisanji member telling the truth. Yes, it didn't take them that long. It's not like it was happening for 2 years or something.
Third-party investigation into these issues and will share the outcome with our livers and our community. This investigation will focus on the issues of sexual harassment and unauthorized information leakage to outside parties and
I told you they will put probably more efforts into finding who talked to everyone than punishing Astra.
will include a thorough review of company policies and their implementation.
Oh my
Based
God.
on the outcome of this investigation, appropriate disciplinary actions will be taken and updated policies will be shared with our livers and our community. Anycolor is committed to a safe and community-focused environment free from any type of inappropriate behavior. For all inquiries related to this matter, please contact Anycolor Inc. Now, typically when a corporation says a third-party investigation will take place, it doesn't really mean much. If you guys remember, that's what Mr. Beast did with his own company.
Yeah, like I investigated myself and the investigation said I did nothing wrong. Yeah, we see it coming from him.
And found himself not guilty. And what worries me here is that not only will they focus on issues of sexual harassment, but they'll also focus on unauthorized information leakage to outside parties, which tells me they're probably going to focus on the VTuber who leaked this information rather than Aster Arcadia. We'll see what happens, I guess, but I'm not very optimistic. I can guarantee you, though, that behind the scenes right now, it is an absolute mess at Nijisanji. After Falside's video had released, Aster immediately set his chat on his channel to subscribers only mode. You need to have been subscribed for at least 24 hours before you can even send messages. He then posted this in his stream chat saying, I will have to postpone the cooking stream. Sorry, missing some stuff and setup is complicated. Thanks for your understanding. It's currently been delayed by around a week. So he's very well aware of it. Nijisanji has told us
He wants to be sure that he's not graduating for his stream. So he's like, wait, I need to wait a little bit before my last stream.
That they are aware of this too now. What happens remains to be seen, but there's clear favoritism in Nijisanji. We know this by now. So I'm not very optimistic, but hey, I just hope that the people he harassed can get their peace. If something else happens, I will keep you updated though. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I really appreciate it. See you in the next video. Mwah.
Hey, thoughts about flying to Japan to be harassed or something? No. Hey, I wanna come tonight for harassment and chill. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye. Mwah.